What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Cobra Island Gabriel Barbecue Kelly. And so here we have Barbecue pose and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories really fast. Barbecue does come with several different accessories. We do get his fire gun, which does look really nice. I do like it. It does have a hose that attaches to his backpack. He does come with two different axes. We do get a hand axe, which looks really nice. It has a really nice guard and fits in his hand really nicely. Then we get a larger fireman's axe, which looks really nice in the figure's hands as well. We also get his backpack, which does have the tanks on them with some really nice detailing on them. Other than that, Barbecue doesn't come with any other accessories, so with that out of the way, guys, let's actually move on to his details. And so here we have a closer look at Barbecue, and I think Hasbro has done a really great job with this figure. I really do like the helmet that he has on him. You can see we do have a silver mouth guard with his goggles very visible. More than likely this is a fireproof suit, which looks really nice. Unfortunately on mine it does have a tiny little scratch right there, but it's not a big deal. I can live with it. We do have what looks like an air hose going into his helmet, which I think that's a really nice little detail, as well as some ventilation right here on his helmet. More than likely there is a Joe Pro somewhere for him to communicate with all the other Joes, but it's still a very nice helmet. I do like it. It's one of the better helmets that I've seen Hasbro make for the G.I. Joe figures. So yeah, it's a really fantastic helmet. I especially love the detailing going around it. You can see it even has some line work up here. Very nice detail. Hasbro didn't have to do that. Overall, I think the head sculpt here on Barbecue is very nice. So, having a look at the rest of the figure, I do feel like they might have made a mistake with his overlay right here, because I do feel like it's supposed to be the same color as his jumpsuit. I might be wrong, but let me see. Is it the same color as the tanks? No, it's not even the same color as of the tank. So, I don't know if it's supposed to be the same color as his elbow pads or his jumpsuit, but they did a pretty decent effort in trying to match the colors. But I do like the fact that it is a different shade than his jumpsuit. It actually does look like it's a suit that he's wearing, and you can see right here looks like an air tank, where it is probably where that air hose is connected to, which it's a really good little detail right there. I do like it. Really do like his shoulder pads right here. They did a really good job of making it look like they go onto his shoulders, even though it's a separate piece and his shoulders pads are sculpted on his shoulders. It still looks like one continuous sculpt, so that's a really nice job on Hasbro's part. Then we do have some pouches right here. I don't know what these would be used for. Maybe some life support, maybe something that he's carrying on him. Still a really nice little detail he has. And I especially love the detailing on his suit right here. You can see some scuff marks on it. Would have been nice if the scuff marks were painted. That would add a little extra detail to this figure, but it's still very nice. Although I find it a little strange that the scuff marks are only on the red part of his suit and not too many scuff marks anywhere else. You would have expected it to be a little more uniform throughout the figure. But that's just something I noticed. It might just be nothing, but that is something that I did see. Again, we do have his shoulder pads coming onto the shoulders, which that's a really good little detail, and I do love the color that they went with. He has this really nice orange jumpsuit on, which has some pretty good detail on it. On the left arm, we do have a pouch right here, which is nicely sculpted. I would like to see a little bit of paint work on it, but I do know that some pouches like this come in just flat black, so really good job there. On this side, we do have like gauge right here, so I guess that helps with air or something, but it's a really nice little detail. He has elbow pads, which are sculpted very nice, and they do have some dings in them, which is what you would expect to have in elbow pads. Having a look at his gloves, they did a really good job painting the gloves. You can see that these reds almost do match perfectly. Then we have his gauntlets, which look really heavy duty and fireproof, so he is going to be jumping into a lot of fires and using fire. So yeah, really nice detailing here on his gauntlets. So moving on to the rest of his suit, it's just an orange suit, but there are some detailings in here that we can look at. You can see it does look like he has padding right here coming down from his undersuit going onto his crotch right there. Then we do have some line work going onto his backside right here. It almost looks like a continuation from his vest, but I'm pretty sure it's just a continuation from his undersuit, which I'm pretty sure it's a really nice detailed undersuit. Unfortunately, this is just a pretty decent size overlay that we really can't see it too well. Really do like the fact that we do get a little spot for his axe right here. He can actually have it on his side, as well as have his firearm right here on his side, which is kind of funny because he has a literal firearm. It shoots fire, so that's a pretty nice little thing. Then we do have his knee pads, which do look like his elbow pads, same color. Really do like the fact that they do have some detailing on them. Then we go on to his boots, which look really nice. I do like the detailing on them. The straps look very cool. We have a strap on this side and then two straps at the lower part. And then he does have like a buckle right here, which unfortunately isn't painted. I would like to see his buckles painted silver because we have it on the same side. So yeah, overall the detailing on Barbecue here is very nice. I do like it. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually have a comparison on how Firefly looks with other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Barbecue posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Barbecue posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. Here we have Barbecue posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger and a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. And finally, here we do have Barbecue posed next to a G.I. Joe Classified Destro and Duke. So with the comparisons out of the way, guys, let's actually move on to his articulation. Now, Barbecue does have the standard G.I. Joe Classified articulation. We do have a hinge in the head, which does let him look up to about that far. He can look down about that far, despite the fact he does have this collar piece. He still looks down really nicely. He does get some head tilt on that ball joint, and it does rotate left and right. We have another ball joint here in the neck, which does let him look back about that far, and it does let him look forward, although if you try having him look down, when moving that neck joint, his chin will bump his collar, so do keep that in mind. You can still get it to go under, but it's a little trickier. We do have a butterfly joint here in the shoulder, which is a little bit stiff on mine. Let's see if I can get it to work. Yeah, it's just stiff on mine, but it does work really nicely. You can see after moving it around, it's moving quite well. Our hinge in the arm does go out, does go all the way around, no problem. We do have a bicep swivel. We have double bend here at the elbow. Now, because he does have a lot of gear on, it does limit his posability there, so we still get at least 90 degrees. We do have a hinge in the wrist. I believe it's a vertical hinge, so it does move up and down as well as rotate. We do have a hinge in the torso, but because of this overlay, it's pretty much useless. You can see how thick it is up in the front. You can get it to click back a little bit and a little bit forward, but it's virtually non-existent. You're going to have to use that ball joint here just to give him some more range, but it does move side to side, rotates forward and back, really nice. Then we do have the drop down hinge for his hips, so they do drop down to about there. Moving them forward, he goes about that far, goes back, out to the side, very nice on Barbecue here. Then we can move those back up, and he does have a thigh swivel nicely hidden underneath his holster. Then we do have a double bend in the knee, kind of stiff on mine, but yeah, it does go very far back. Really do like that. Then we do have rotation here at his boot. We do have a hinge in his ankle going back and forward, as well as forward facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, Barbecue has some pretty good articulation. Some limited, some could be better, but overall, really solid articulation. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the G.I. Joe Classified Barbecue posed for my final thoughts, and overall Hasbro has done a really great job with this figure. Now, as I've stated in a lot of my G.I. Joe reviews, I was never really a big fan of G.I. Joe. I was mainly a fan of Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow, as well as all the other ninjas that they would throw out in the set. Now, Barbecue here is a very solid figure, and I really do like the detailing on him. My one and only gripe is that he does not come with a flame effect. I would have loved it if he came with a flame effect. Now, I just had a spare flame effect lying around, and I decided to use it on his gun, and it does look very nice, which makes me wonder, why didn't Hasbro think of adding some kind of flame effect to this figure, because it would do so much for him. Overall, I still like the amount of detailing that Hasbro put into him, and the fact that he has storage for all his weapons is very nice, although I do think they could have used a more flexible hose for his gun and his backpack, because it's very rigid and you do have to break it in just so it does lay a little more naturally. But overall, Barbecue here is a very good figure, and I am happy to have him in my collection. If you're lucky enough to find Barbecue, I definitely recommend you add him. I do say lucky enough to find him because he is part of the Cobra Island series, which is a Target exclusive, which has been a pain to collect, especially for everybody. The G.I. Joe Classified series was hard enough to find, and making exclusive figures made it that much harder, but Barbecue here is a very solid figure, and if you don't already have him, definitely try tracking him down. At the time I'm making this video, he is available on Target.com, so if you are looking for Barbecue here, definitely get them on Target.com if you're unable to find them at your local Targets, or you don't have a Target in your area. But that is a really easy way to get this figure. Add a couple more G.I. Joes for free shipping, and you get a very solid figure right here. So, with that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other G.I. Joe videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you'd like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.